Good morning, everyone. This is State Climatologist Gary McManus with your Mesonet Weather Report. Well, are we having fun yet? This is definitely an Oklahoma summer. Now, it's not a normal Oklahoma summer. It is much hotter than normal, and it's much drier than normal, and that spells trouble. And that trouble means flash drought. Let's take a look at those new maps, see where we are. So now we take a look at the current U.S. Drought Monitor map, and last week we had about 60% of the state in at least moderate drought. That's the D1 or the tan color. And now virtually the entire state. We just have a few areas of abnormally dry conditions in the southeast and up in far north central Oklahoma and northeast Oklahoma. But let's be honest. This is basically the entire state covered in drought. And those areas that aren't in drought this week, they will definitely be in drought next week. But we do see again, at least across about the western 2/3 of the state, it's mostly severe, extreme, and even a little bit of exceptional drought. A few minor differences in there, but it's just not good. It's flash drought run amok in Oklahoma. Now that drought intensification has really accelerated over the last 30 days. We can look at the 30-day rainfall map from the Mesonet. Just way too many blues and greens in there, not enough yellows and oranges. So everybody basically over the last 30 days has less than 2 inches of rainfall. In fact, most people have less than an inch of rainfall. Just one or two lone stations over there in southeast Oklahoma above that, but just way too dry at the wrong time of the year. And let me show you why. This departure from normal rainfall map for the last 30 days again, basically 2 to 3 inches below normal, in some cases a little bit more, in some cases a little bit less. But deficits this time of year when it's really hot and that sun's shining bright, that's going to end up being drought. And in this case, it's pretty dire. And if we look at the percent of normal rainfall map, so the percent of what we would normally expect this time of year, we can see it's really bad. In some cases, 0% of normal. You can't get worse than that. But in most cases, less than 25% of normal, again, during the hottest part of the year. And that means, once again, that drought is intensifying. Related to that, USDA topsoil moisture maps, percent short to very short, up 11% from last week, from 60% all the way up to now 71% short to very short. Same story for the subsoil moisture, up 9% last week to 72% short to very short this week. So our soil moisture is rapidly dwindling. Again, another byproduct of that lack of rainfall and all that heat and sunshine. Now that's been mostly bad news, so why not end on some bad news, unfortunately. If we take a look at next week's maps, we see again increased odds of above normal temperatures, increased odds of below normal precipitation, at least for most of the state. So that's a lethal combination when it comes to drought. Now, just taking a look out through the end of August, it's not looking good. It can certainly change as we get down the road, but it looks like it's going to end up as one of the driest Augusts on record, and also maybe one of the hottest. So not a good combination once again. That's it for this time. We'll see you next time on the Mesonet Weather Report.